So where we are, we're actually in the middle of nowhere, like deepest, darkest Hampshire, I believe. There is actually a main road just behind me, so excuse the noise, it's quite busy. This is where they are. They're sort of getting up and down this margin, noisiest bank of the lot, but they seem to be here. I won't name the venue, just out of respect, but to be fair, quite a lot of you know what it is. Got a very big footy scale in there, goes over 60. Rick's had a few, I've had a few now. Really enjoyed it, to be fair. Normally I only get to fish a night a week, maybe two. I've got a full-time job, two little boys, one's 13, one's 1. So yeah, fishing's got to fit around me really, or around work life. To be fair, the Speero kit will suit me with my short session angling, just basically because I've got all my little pouches, everything's organised, all fits in, it's all easy to get to. I can take basically everything to cover every scenario, because like I say, when I'm only doing a night, 14 hours at a time sort of thing fishing, I need to have everything to hand, and I think that's where the Speero kit comes into its own really. Recently bought the company that I was working for, so I'm now the director of the company, which means I get less time than I used to, but at the same time it's quite nice doing short sessions. My fishing is basically prep work. I'll get to the lake, even if it's just looking, even though I can't bait, 'cause some lakes are busier now, you can't bait, but just walking round in the morning, ready for that one night that I do get. If I can, I'll prep areas, make it so it's in my favour for when I do turn up. So the prepping side of things with the short sessions, prep is everything for me. Like I was saying with the Speero kit, I've got everything prepped, that's all ready to go. So I'll get down to the lake maybe a couple of times a week, even if it's just to have a look around. If you can't bait because it's busy, I'm still going to have a look, see where they are, so it puts me in good stead for when I do my night. Try and bait little areas if I can, but sometimes it's difficult. I just basically put all the cards in my favour for when I do come down for my sort of 14 hours. I do a few little morning sessions. I've got to be honest, that's my favourite type of fishing. Couple of rods, little rucksack or stalking bag. Just dot round the lake before work. I get there at sort of 4 in the morning. I can leave at 9, still get to work and do my day's work. Back home with the missus and kids in the evening. Yeah, so the angling itself, we turned up, we had a good couple of hours walking round. We found a lot of fish in two corners really. Me and Rick opted not to fish directly on them to start with. It's a pressured lake, it sees pressure every week. So we sort of just dropped in close to the fish but not right on them, just so we didn't spook them to start with. We've since realised that they do not want the bait in here. I made the mistake on the first night after catching a couple quickly that I put in too much bait, put in about 200 baits. They didn't want that at all, and it took a long time for them to clear it for me to start getting bites again. I'm catching over 30, 40 baits maximum. A couple of pop-ups, just simple boilie fishing. It's spring at the end of the day, they're sort of on the move. And we're just chasing them around. I've ended up back in the same swim that I started in after going over the other side. Nicked one over there, but again it was close to where I'd started, where I caught that fish. I thought, come back, I've got a better line angle here. And yeah, so me and Rick have been doing the same sort of thing, pop-ups, boilies, a little bit of bait, not a lot. We haven't sent a single spom into the lake, just so we're trying not to spook them. It's paying off because we're both catching. Rick's just caught one, 33-pound common, beautiful fish. Yeah, so tactics wise, we've both fished quite differently. Rick's sort of find a spot, bait it, puts his rigs out, and that's sort of him done, and it works really well for him. He's obviously caught a few fish now. I'm a little bit, because of the short session fishing, I can't commit really to a zone, not until I've caught a fish or seen enough to make me commit. So I've been sort of dotting around the lake as much as I can, fishing in the edge, fishing out in the ponds. Still not a lot of bait, it's the wrong time of year for a lot of bait. fishing for liners, reacting to shows, that sort of thing, sort of textbook stuff really. I ended up going over the other side yesterday, got quite close to Rick, didn't feel that was the one, left him up his end, came back down here, caught one which actually wasn't far off where I was fishing from this swim, so I moved back in here for the last night, to be fair. Put 2 rods out there and unfortunately lost one late last night. That's it for me really. We're at the death of it now, so yeah, I think it's going to end up 5-6. But yeah, nevertheless, it's been an amazing trip. I can't wait to come back. We're back in October for a sort of autumn little stint on here and see if we can't catch a couple more.